Welcome back to Straight Facts by Dinar Investor. The next session of Parliament is going to be held on Monday the 16th. It's very important to watch what Iraq says and what they're going to do, and you can piece a lot of this information together. Let's do that real quick. Let's throw a review. There's some very key important things within this article that I'm about to share with you, and in this article, what Iraq's showing you is Iraq is still saying the same thing. They haven't changed anything, which is exactly what we want to see. They're moving in the exact same pattern, okay? And that's what we want to do, is watch their patterns, watch what they do, and watch what they say, okay? Let's get started. So as you guys know, Iraq already told you in an article that going back to the last legislative term, Iraq told you they got very little done in the last legislative term. That's because they had very little left to do, guys, through Parliament, okay? Then that's why they took roughly a 6-week break through all of August, from all of August through the first half of September, okay? So let's, and then as we reach the beginning of September, they told you the next thing they wanted to tackle within Parliament was the controversial laws, which they're post-rate change laws that just have to be amended, guys. It's that simple, okay? And again, that's why they're advancing or telling you they want to advance to post-rate change stuff, because again, they have nothing left to do. Okay, well, just roughly 2-3 days ago, I posted an article for you that had some scrolling text at the top that had a key paragraph in it, and in that paragraph it said that they would like to get the Minister of Education done during the first few sessions of Parliament. So guys, they haven't changed or shifted gears. They're still moving in the same direction, but they're doing a very good job of hiding the formation of the government from you. Okay, let's get into this article. It's got key points in it that I want to share, because they're still saying the same thing, and from the beginning of September, they haven't changed one direction. So this article tells you that they held Parliament today, and all they did today, they didn't do anything major. They just discussion of 5 protocol laws. So let's get into the article. I'll show you the entire article at the end. You can see the whole article at the end. Right now, I just highlighted some red key points I want to share with you. So the first one here, it's saying that the House of Representatives basically wants a meeting with the head of the parliamentary blocks to include an agreement to form a committee to review government measures to proceed to enact a package of important laws. That package of important laws, guys, that's the controversial laws they told you that include the Article 140 and the HCL, to get those amended and added to the Constitution. So that, but again, that's all post-rate change stuff. So they're still telling you the same thing, that they want to do that package of post-rate change laws that need to be amended, HCL Article 140. Okay. Then after that, they said they need to amend the law of federal court and address the oil gas reconstruction budget 2020, guys. Again, this is all post-rate change stuff right here. All right. So let's move to the next one. They're urging political blocs to complete the designation of Minister of Education. Guys, right there, they're telling you what I confirmed through my conversation directly with the Iraq government. Yesterday, what I shared with you, I said what the Iraq government directly told me is they have one position left to complete the formation of the government, which is the Minister of Education. They are now telling you that in print, okay? So it's fact back, there you go. So we're just waiting on the Minister of Education. And then the last red item, thought there was one more. I guess there isn't. Anyway, guys, have a great day. Just wanted to share that with you. It's real important to watch what they do and what they say, so you can see what their intentions are. You can see if are there any more steps that we have to wait on. And here they're showing you there are no more steps. They're telling you that their next big move is to do post-rate change steps, which are get those laws amended and added to in order to implement those laws, Article 140 and HCL. But they're also telling you that they need to finish the formation of the government first, which is the education minister. Okay, that is the last step we're waiting on. Now, notice how they're hiding it from you. Now, here's the thing. The next session of Parliament is on Monday the 16th. They're doing that on purpose to delay the announcement. They're gonna drag out that announcement, and they probably will tell you they'll probably make that announcement of when they actually plan to do it. Between Tuesday and Thursday is when they'll probably announce it, and they're probably going to do it on Saturday the 21st is probably when they'll finish the formation of the government. Okay, so anyway, guys, have a great day. Take care.
Parliament opens the first chapter of the second legislative year to end the discussion of 5 protocol laws. Release date: September 14, 2019, 1743. Baghdad, Al-Furat News. The Council of Representatives opened its first session of the first legislative term of the second legislative year of the fourth parliamentary session, which was held under the chairmanship of the President of the Council, Mohammed Halbousi, on Saturday, in the presence of 240 deputies to read 7 bills, including 5 protocol. At the outset of the session, the Speaker extended his deepest condolences to the Iraqi people and the Islamic nation on the occasion of the tragic martyrdom of Imam Hussein. The Council said in a statement, "I left a reform message," recalling at the same time the martyrs and wounded of the painful stampede that accompanied the visit ceremony and the need for the government to investigate the causes of what happened and work to avoid repeating it in the future. Later, MPs recited Surat al-Fatiha to the souls of the martyrs of the Battle of the Eternal Tough and the visitors of Imam Hussein, and the martyrs of Iraq. The Council voted to adopt the demands made by the deputies of the Holy Province of Karbala to compensate the martyrs of the stampede at the ceremony of the martyrdom visit of Imam Hussein, President Al-Halbousi also thanked the Committee on Foreign Relations and Deputy Except Talabani and all the Council departments for the successful hosting of the meeting of the Budget and Planning Committee in the Asian Parliamentary Assembly in Baghdad. Recently, the Speaker of the House of Representatives to a meeting with the heads of parliamentary blocs included the agreement to form a committee to review government measures to preserve the sovereignty of Iraq and the formation of a committee to discuss the file of missing and absentees and the return of displaced people and proceed to enact a package of important laws, including laws to abolish the offices of general inspectors and amend the law of integrity, civil service and health insurance partnership with the private sector, the law of communications and informatics, the law of the Federal Court and Investment and the Military Industrialization Authority, pointing to the government's approach to send retirement and social security laws and address the housing crisis and oil and gas queue reconstruction budget and 2020. The Council voted to form a committee to follow up the governmental actions to take the necessary measures to preserve the sovereignty of Iraq, including heads of blocs and representatives of the Committees of Foreign Relations, Security, Defense and Legal, and the formation of a committee to follow up the government procedures file missing and absentees and the return of displaced people, including heads of parliamentary blocs and representatives of the Committees of Security, Defense, Displaced and Human Rights and Legal. The Council discussed a number of important issues affecting the lives of citizens and the advancement of the services provided to them and the achievement of stability and security in various governorates, including the need to find opportunities for appointment of veterinarians and consideration of government procedures for rent allowances to farmers and their allocations entailed by the government, and demand the formation of an investigative committee with all delegations that negotiated with the Kuwaiti side on the border and urged the political blocs to complete the designation of the Minister of Education, as well as resolving the file of missing and expedite the return of police elements separated in the liberated areas and the importance of addressing the issue of repeated attacks on wear of the popular crowd gear and to emphasize the government submission of the final federal budget for previous year's accounts with the importance of activating the supervisory role of the Council and work on the questioning of the Ministers of Finance, Oil and work on the settlement of the complex procedures for the receipt of agricultural crops in Mosul. On the other hand, the President of the Council to complete the procedures to lift the immunity of a number of deputies during the legislative recess based on the powers granted, pointing out that all related issues are not related to publishing issues, especially that most of those covered by the lifting of immunity have applied to the presidency of the Council to lift the immunity from them as the issues that concerned them before they took up membership in the Council. They announced that all requests for lifting the immunity would be presented at the next session for voting. The Council finished reading the report and discussion of the proposal of the law of the First Amendment to the Law of Transplantation of Human Organs and Prevention of Trafficking No. 11, for the year 2016 submitted by the Committee on Health and Environment. During the session, which was chaired by Deputy Speaker Bashir Haddad, the MP's interventions focused on the importance of providing protection to doctors practicing their work in transplantation of human organs and emphasizing the importance of not compromising the donor during operations conducted by the medical team and the importance of adding a representative of private hospitals in Baghdad and the provinces, the Kurdistan region to the High Commission for the Transplantation of Human Organs to ensure that no operation outside the approvals issued by the Commission. Vice President Bashir Haddad stressed the importance of coordination with all institutions in Iraq in order to ensure the success of transplants and the need to comply with Islamic law. For his part, the representative of the government Torhan Mufti, the presence of the desire of the government to wait to legislate the proposal of the law in order to send what contributes to maturity. In response to the interventions of the Committee on confirmed its readiness to discuss the proposed law with the presidency of the Council and other committees for ripening banner to get Ray positive by the Senate in references on the proposed law. The completed council read the report and discussion of the draft ratification of the 2014 Protocol supplementing the Convention on the Forced Labor Law No. 29 of 1930 submitted by the Committee on Foreign Relations. The interventions focused on the need to know the financial burdens borne by the government from the application of the law, as well as demanding the participation of the Commission on Human Rights in the legislation of the law. In its response to the interventions, the committee underlined that it sought to enact the act on the ratification of the protocol after having considered the views submitted thereon. The Council completed reading the report and discussion of the draft law of accession of the Republic of Iraq to the Convention on Maternity Protection, Revision, No. 183 of 2000, submitted by the Committees on Foreign Relations, Women, Family and Children. Interventions focused on the demand for uniformity of maternity periods and their incompatibility with existing laws. The Council also completed the reading of the report and discussion of the draft law ratifying the Convention on the exemption of holders of diplomatic passports and official service from the entry visa between the Government of the Republic of Iraq and the Government of the Republic of Serbia submitted by the Committee on Foreign Relations. In this regard, the Council concluded reading the report and discussion of the draft law of accession of the Republic of Iraq to the UNESCO Convention on the Protection of the Underwater Cultural Heritage submitted by the Committee on Foreign Relations, Culture, Information, Tourism and Antiquities. The Council completed the first reading of the draft law ratifying the agreement on the promotion and protection of investment between the Government of the Republic of Iraq and the Government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, submitted by the Foreign Relations, Economy and Investment Committees, which aims to enhance and expand economic cooperation between the two countries through the encouragement and protection of investments and the creation of favorable investment conditions between them. The Council completed the first reading of the draft law of partnership between the public and private sector submitted by the Finance, Economy and Investment Committees for the purpose of encouraging the private sector and its involvement in the process of economic development and development of state resources and face the circumstances of financial deficit and to strengthen the legislative framework and national capacities related to the private sector and the economy and to create a legal framework for partnership between the public sectors and your. It was then decided to adjourn the session until Monday, September 16, 2019.